Hey everyone, so this is the first lesson we're going to try watching a video. So today we're going to be learning about rational numbers. I'm going to tell you when would be a good time to pause, to stop, to rewind, and when to be taking notes. So for this lesson, you will need your notebook, a pencil, and a calculator. So why are we learning about rational numbers? Well, some of you might be interested in baseball, and you will know that baseball uses decimals and fractions when they're talking about their baseball standing. So over to the right is an example of how you might see the team standing. So this you want to make sure you write down in your notes. So, rational number. Rational numbers can be expressed as the ratio of two integers, a over b, with b is not equal to 0. So basically all that means is rational numbers can be written as a fraction. Can be written as a fraction. So I'll give you some examples. Terminating decimals, perfect squares, repeating decimals. All of these numbers are rational numbers. I also gave you a mixed number, an improper fraction, and a whole number. They all can be written as a fraction. Now would be a good time to pause to give yourself enough time to write down the definition and all the examples before the video goes on. So a terminating decimal. A terminating decimal is a decimal that ends, and we're going to learn how to write a terminating decimal. So, this example says in baseball, players' batting average is the number of hits over the number of times at bat. This fraction bar means division. So that's the operation that we're going to be using when we write terminating decimal. So, a batting average is always rounded to the 3 decimal places, and it's written without the leading 0. So that means if I had the decimal 111,000, I'm not going to write it with that 0. I'm going to write 111,000, so no 0 in front of the decimal place. So let's figure out this player's batting average. So he had 36 hits, and he was at bat 125 times. So 36 goes on top, 125 goes on the bottom. So what does this mean when we talked about it? This fraction bar means division. So I put 36 on the inside of the house, 125 on the outside of the house. So 36 divided by 125. So we know we can easily put this into our calculator and round it, but I would like for us to actually write out this decimal together. So I'm going to ask myself, how many times can 125 go into 36? Well, it can't. So I need to add a decimal and add a 0. So I'm going to bring up the decimal. That way I stay in line. So how many times does 125 go into 360? Well, 2 whole times. And you can use your calculator to help you to figure that out. So 125 times 2 is 250. So now I'm going to go through and subtract. So I have 1, 1, 0, and I need to bring down another 0 so I can see how many times 125 goes into 1,100. So how many times does 125 go into 1,100? So again, use your calculator. We'll see it goes in 8 times. So 8 times 125 is 1,000. Subtract 1, 0, 0, and one last time. I need to annex the 0 and bring down another. And how many times does 125 go into 1,000? Well, we already know, 8 times. So we have a remainder of 0, which means we're done. So we know that this player's batting average is 288,000. So make sure you have this example written in your notes. So let's look at another one. So find the batting average of a hitter with 22 hits and 80 times at bat. So again, it's the number of hits over the number of times it backed. So let's use our calculator for this one. If I wanted to plug this number, or this operation, into my calculator, I'm going to first hit 22, hit the division sign, and then we're going to type 80. So put that in on your calculator right now and see what you get. So on your calculator, you should see you got 275 thousandths. So there's two ways that you can find the batting average. You can use division, like we did on this slide, or you can use your calculator, but you need to make sure you put the top number in first and then the bottom number. So why don't you go ahead and you can try this both ways. Practice it using long division and with your calculator. So now is a good time to hit pause so that you can record your answer in your notebook and then press play when you're ready to go. So you should have gotten your answer to be 200,000. If you use your calculator, you typed in 4 divided by 20. Now, it should have on your calculator seen the answer of 210, but we said it has to be rounded to 3 decimal places, so that's why I added 2 zeros. Same thing here. 20 goes into 4 0 times. Bring up the decimal. We know it goes in 2 times, and then we're going to add 2 zeros at the end. If you need another example, I'm practicing for the batting average. You can hit the pause button and practice this example. If not, you may go ahead to the next one. I would like for you to answer this using division and your calculator. So for this example, when you use your calculator, you should see that when you did 6 divided by 33, you get 0.18181818. So we know that the 1 and the 8 are repeated. So in this case, you want to make sure you round to the thousand correctly. So you will round up, because when I look next door, 8 is greater, so I add 1 more, so it's 182,000. If you did long division, you'll see that it's going to keep going. Should always go to one more place value over, and we have 182,000 as our final answer. So a repeating decimal is when the same digit or group of digits repeat, just like you saw on the slide before. You can use a bar to indicate this repeat. So if I wanted to show, in the example that we just did, that the 1 and the 8 repeat, I can put 1, 8 with the repeating bar over the 1 and the 8. So let's practice writing 27/99 as a decimal. So again, we're going to use long division, and we'll also use our calculator. So I have 27 goes inside the house, 99 goes on the outside. So I want to know how many times can 99 go into 27? Well, it can't. So I have to add a decimal and add a 0. So now, how many times does 99 go into 270? Well, it goes in 2 times to get 198. So now I'm going to subtract, borrow, so I'm just make this a 6, make this a 10, I have a 2, I have to borrow again, 16 minus 9, we're going to get 7, so I have 72 remaining, and I want to bring down a 0. How many times can 99 go into 720? Well, use your calculator to help you. It goes in 7 times. So 720 minus 693. Again, you want to go through and borrow. Make this 1, make this a 10. I have 7 left over. Need to borrow over here. I have 11. 2 left over. I have to bring down another 0. How many times can 99 go into 270? Well, we know that. It goes in 2 times to get 198. Again, we're going to have to borrow. We realize that we're going to have 72 left over again. Bring down the 0. And we're going to see that 99 can go into 720 up to 7 times. So going back and looking, what are the two digits that keep repeating? It's our 2 and our 7. So 2700 repeating. If I use my calculator for this, which I want you to do, you're going to take 27 divided by 99. Everyone plug that in right now on your calculator. So on your calculator, you're going to see 272727. So you can see that the 2700th is what keeps repeating. So why don't you go ahead and use your calculator for this one and write 55/60th as a decimal. So again, now would be a good time to pause for you to try this example. So again, 55 divided by 60. Type that into your calculator. So on your calculator, you should have got 0.916666 and keeps going, and then there's a 7 at the end. Well, your calculator has to stop. Otherwise, we'd be carrying a very large calculator. So the number has to stop on it. So that 7 at the end means they just rounded up. So we're going to see that the 6 is the digit that keeps repeating. So I'm going to write this as 0.916 repeated. Look at another one. Let's do this one together. We have 12 divided by 11. So 12 11ths as a decimal. So we can use our calculator. We'll do 12 divided by 11. Remember, top number first, bottom number second. So when you plug this into your calculator, you have 1.0909, and it keeps going. So I want to write this as a repeating decimal, so I'm going to write 1 and 900 repeating. Go ahead and try this one on your own. So again, you want to hit the pause button and press play after you've written down your response. So in this example, you see that we got a terminating decimal as our answer. 138 divided by 150 gives us 9200. So let's work on writing equivalent fractions. So we have the decimal 1 and 345,000, and we want to write it as a mixed number in simplest form. So we know we're going to write decimals how we read them. So 345,000. And this is our whole number. So I know it's going to be a mixed number. So I have 345 over 1,000 because it's 345,000. I want to write my answer in simplest form, which means I can divide until I can't divide anymore. So I need to ask myself, what can I divide 345 by and 1,000 by? Well, I can divide the top and the bottom by 5. So using your calculator, 345 divided by 5 is 69, and 1,000 divided by 5 is 200. And I have a 1, so my answer is 1 and 69 over 200. I know this is simplified because I cannot divide the top and bottom by any other number. So let's look at this one. We want to write 4,200th as a mixed number or a fraction in simplest form. So 4,200th. So we know it's not going to be a mixed number, it's just going to be a fraction because we don't have a whole number in the front. So 4,200th, and write it how I read it. Then I ask myself, what can I divide the top and bottom by? Well, I can divide it by 2. So use your calculator. 42 divided by 2 is 21. 100 divided by 2 is 50. So 4,200th as a fraction is 21 over 50. Go ahead and try this one on your own. So again, hit the pause button and hit play when you're ready. So using your calculator, you should have first written that 3 is the whole number, 225,000, there's 3 decimal places, so we know it's 1,000. Then using your calculator, you could divide it by 5 to get 45, divided by 1,000 by 5 to get 200. 45 and 200 are not simplified, so we can divide by 5 again to get 940. So it's 3 and 9/40. Try one more example, right? 4/10 is a fraction in simplest form. Again, hit pause and then hit play when you're ready to continue. 4/10, written as a fraction in simplest form, is 2/5. 4/10, so 4 over 10, divide the top by 2 to get 2, divide the bottom by 2 to get 5, so you have 2/5. If you need another example, you can do the next 2 problems. Just the next problem, 2 and 7/500, and write that as a mixed number. If not, you can go on to the next slide. So 2 and 7/500, 2 and 75 over 100, can divide the top and bottom by 25, and my simplified answer is 2 and 3/4. So that's it for this lesson. I want you to make sure you took your notes, go back and listen to anything you need to, write down any questions that you still may have, and now what you're going to do is go to the website and click on the link to answer the questions that go with this lesson. If you have any questions, let me know.